King's Pawn, written and narrated by Lillian Bowman.
Poor little Jaxie!
You are nothing without me, understand? I made you this.
Jax awoke with a start, breathing heavily as his chest heaved. He sat up, eyes darting around the confines of his and his girlfriend Luna's shared bedroom. He looked to his left, his eyes falling upon the peacefully sleeping bat next to him, her leathery wings wrapped around her body like a blanket. He groaned, placing his face in his hands. His purple fur was shaggy and unkempt. He shuffled out of bed, walking over to the mirror and looking at the permanent clown-like markings he had been cursed with. 2 small triangles under his eyes, a tiny dot beneath each one, and his telltale red nose. He sighed, trying for the millionth time to wipe the marks from his face despite knowing they wouldn't even smudge. Even when he washed his face in the morning, the stubborn blue pigment wouldn't come out, a constant reminder of the biggest mistake he had ever made.
Jax, it's the middle of the night.
Luna said groggily, looking over to Jax, rubbing her eyes. Jax sighed.
Just had another dream about him.
He grumbled, walking back over to the bed and getting under the sheets once more next to Luna. She cuddled up next to him, nuzzling her cheek against the fluffy green fur on his chest.
Do you want to talk about it?
She asked gently. Jax nodded.
Yeah, just need to get it out of my head.
Jax had lost his parents on the outskirts of the Dagon realm. Being born as a feral Dagon, they were constantly moving from one nest to another. His parents tried to keep him safe from the other ferals that were constantly competing for hotspots and territory. A constant war for control. Just when they thought they were safe, another pack had found them. His mother told him to run, so he did. He ran, and ran, despite the screeching and growling from the fighting that threatened to drive him insane, not to mention the large claw marks on his body from the attack. He kept going until he saw them, those obsidian gates that marked the more sophisticated parts of the realm, the village and the royal city. Gemstones glistening on its surface, veins of magical essence pulsing through the stone.
Hey, Azora! Look what I found.
A voice rang out, teasing and full of malice.
Whoa! It's a little feral ankle biter.
Another voice, unmistakably female.
Where'd you come from? Crawled all the way back here without your mummy?
The female voice teased. 2 Dagon guards stared down at him from an outcropping on the wall, their obsidian armor glinting in the light of the eternal eclipse. Before they could continue, another voice rang out, brimming with authority.
Azora, Yerrick, that's enough.
The 2 guards froze, both of their expressions going stoic, their postures straightening immediately.
What in the name of the eclipse is going on out here?
The voice snarled with annoyance.
I've been hearing you 2 jabbering for hours, and what are you 2 looking at?
The voice questioned, emerging from the top of the wall. Above Jax stood a Dagon that was taller than average, about 10 feet in height. He wore a golden crown on his head with a singular green gemstone on it, his large, sharp horns sticking upwards from his head. 2 large red and black scaly wings spread out from his back, marking his aura with a monstrous image. He questioned the 2 guards, asking them where Jax had come from.
I don't know, he just wandered out of the woods.
The guard said. The larger Dagon chuffed, leaping down from the wall and landing with grace. He stalked around the younger Dagon, hands behind his back respectfully. The Dagon got down on one knee to speak to Jax, flashing a toothy grin. He asked Jax where his parents were. Jax explained nervously, explaining how his parents were sadly gone, never to be seen again.
Gone, you say? How terrible. How about you come with me? How would you feel about becoming a jester for my court? You see, I am King Crimson, ruler of the Dagons. I am so understaffed, and you seem like the perfect little tyke for the job. If you come with me, I could make you into something so much bigger than some simple feral. You have a place to stay, protection, and all of the attention you could ever want. So, What do you say?
The Dagon, whose name was apparently King Crimson, flashed that grin again, holding out a large clawed paw for Jax to shake. Hesitantly, Jax took the king's hand, shaking it gently.
This is a very good choice you have made, my boy. You will soon shine brighter than the very eclipse you thrive under.
King Crimson picked up Jax in his arms, the tiny Dagon gasping slightly.
Do not be afraid, child. I mean you no harm. As long as you do what you are told, you will live a life that no normal Dagon could ever live.
With those words, King Crimson took off into the sky, the tiny Dagon cradled gently in his grasp as they approached the large castle in the distance. Time passed. Month after month, year after year, the king teaching Jax all he needed to know about living amongst royalty, and all of the tricks you could possibly teach a jester. Over the years, Jax had become a professional entertainer, being well known for being Crimson's #1 and personal jester. Jax sighed in the dressing quarters of the castle, rubbing his sore cheek where he had been struck, looking into the large mirror in front of him. Another day, another show with his fellow jesters. The sound of the annual coronation party going on outside of the dressing quarters in the main court filling his ears and giving him a headache. He heard 2 pairs of footsteps approaching the dressing room, giggling merrily.
Well, if it isn't King Crimson's little clown!
A sassy, teasing voice spoke out.
Ha! Probably still shaking in his little belt slippers from his exchange with the king.
A second, slightly higher voice spoke out. Jax snarled.
Razzie, Jazzy, what do you two want? Haven't you tortured me enough today?
Razzie and Jazzy cackled.
As if we'd ever miss an opportunity to see the king's merry little jester all droopy. How are you feeling? Is that a new mark on your face? You wouldn't even have that if you had just listened to your oh so generous king. He can't listen. It is not in his veins. He was born a feral, remember? Just a Dagon with no purpose but to ravage and fight for territory. It's a wonder he survived long enough to get here.
Hey, knock it off, you guys. This isn't funny.
One more voice spoke out with exasperation. Jax's friend Sunny stepped into the room.
Don't you two have other things to do? Like flirting with the prince or something?
Razzie sneered.
Ha! At least you know that we are more desirable than you. Didn't you see the way Prince Crescent was looking at us? He would have been head over heels if he weren't in the middle of a party. If it weren't for Jaxie here, we would be the king's personal jesters. Jax is only up there because the king was desperate to hire someone who wasn't born in the jester rank. King Crimson has always had a desire to employ ferals because he pities their poor little lives.
You know darn well that Jax doesn't like being called that.
Sunny snapped. Razzie and Jazzy walked up to her.
Aw, what's the matter, Sunny Bunny? Don't like us hurting poor Jaxie's feelings?
Sunny growled.
You miserable pieces of—
Sunny! Enough, let's just go.
Jax cut her off, grabbing her by the arm and heading down the hallway away from the twins, who simply grinned and walked away, clearly proud of themselves for getting on Jax and Sunny's nerves. Sunny sighed as she walked next to Jax.
You are so much better than them. You don't need to take what they say to heart.
Sunny said, placing a hand on Jax's shoulder. Jax looked at the ground.
I know.
Suddenly, Jax looked directly at Sunny, stopping in his tracks.
You know what? I'm sick of being the king's plaything. If they want my position so badly, they can have it.
Jax snarled.
Wait, you're stepping down?
Sunny looked at Jax in shock.
Not just stepping down. I'm leaving.
But what about your life? You have so much here. You have your own room, all the food you could ever eat, and the respect that no other jester has.
I don't care about that. I need to get out of here. This just isn't where I'm meant to be.
Okay, whatever you need to do, I'll help you. I'll get Ren and Fritz to help too. You're my best friend and I want to make you happy. You deserve it.
Sunny said, embracing Jax in a hug. Jax grunted in surprise, but quickly wrapped his arms around her in return. That night, with the help of Sunny and 2 other jesters, Jax was able to plan his escape.
Alright, so why are we doing this again?
Yeah, should I be in the dressing rooms where King Crimson told us to stay?
Hey, I promised you my lunch for the next 2 weeks. You had better hold up your end of the deal. I'm practically offering you twice as much food as me.
Fair enough.
I'm not complaining, but how are we gonna get the guards to, well, let their guard down?
That's where you two come in. You two are supposed to distract the guards in the hallway so me and Jax can sneak into the balcony. And then Jax will be home free.
Alright, just give us the signal.
Sunny nodded, she and Jax running to hide behind a pillar a few doors down from the balcony doors. Sunny motioned for the 2 other jesters to move in. The 2 came running down the hallway in a fake panic towards the guards.
There's a rat in the Jester's back orders!
Ah! Oh, it's huge!
Fritz and Rin shouted at the 2 guards who looked at each other before running to console the 2 hysterical jesters, following them into the room. Sunny giggled behind her hand at the sight.
Okay, now!
Sunny and Jax raced down the hall, throwing open the balcony doors and stepping out into the cool air of the realm.
I guess this is goodbye then.
I always think of you guys. Minus Razzie and Jazzy, of course.
Sunny chuckled, embracing Jax one final time. Jax spread his wings, leaping off the balcony and soaring up into the sky. His scaly wings fanning out to meet the air as he gave Sunny one final smile before taking off and disappearing from the side of the castle. Sunny smiled, a single tear dripping from her cheek, but froze when she heard a thundering voice from down the hallway.
I want every single guard on duty on the lookout. Search the entire castle. I don't care who you have to go through. Just find him.
Sunny turned and sprinted back into the castle.
Wow, Jax,
Jax cut her off by running his fingers through her purple hair and pulling her close as the 2 drifted off to sleep once more. They would talk about it tomorrow.